So as y'all know, the Rams lose to the Falcons last night on Monday Night Football, 27-24. They got out of there with a win, and I'm glad that happened. But I want to talk about two of the best players at their positions in the league. That's Xavier Watts and Jessie Bates III. I do believe this year they both been in the top 10 as far as safety play. And then in my opinion, I really believe that Xavier Watts is the best rookie safety in the league. Nicky Manwari's good, but Xavier Watts is pretty much, he said, nah, I'm better than you, bro. And that's what I want to talk about today. So let's go and get into tape. I'm not even gonna waste y'all time, man, because this tape was fun to watch, especially early in the morning. I'm like, dang, they were everywhere. So if y'all guys do enjoy this video, be sure to like, subscribe for more. Let's get into the tape. Now, the first play I do want to talk about is the pick six. And so before I do that, I have to show y'all one play that I found earlier in the season that really just set everything up. So this is the play that I want to show y'all. This is against the 49ers earlier this year. So they're going to bring Kyle Williams into the backfield first, and then they're going to motion this guy out and create trips formation instead of a bunch, okay? And if you watch the pick six, you already know that 3 went this way, okay? 1 went straight and 2 went under. Okay, that's pretty much what happened. You're gonna get some of the same things right here where you're gonna have 3 go vert, you're gonna have the 2 go under, and he's just gonna run a stop route. Okay, that's what we're pretty much getting, but the thesis stays the same: 3 up, 2 under. Okay, so we watch this play through. Now also you're gonna be getting a slot blitz, so this play really won't work out perfectly, but you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's the same thing where this guy becomes a new number 1. You're gonna have 3 clear for 2. 2's gonna pivot and then go up underneath. Okay, now Matthews have had to throw an inaccurate pass because he was getting a slot blitz, but you see the same thing still remains. Okay, so then here we go, 4th and short. Here we go, we're in the Falcons territory, right? And so 3 is going to be going up. Now he is going to bend it back to a sail, but either way 3 is up, so we're not even worried about him. Okay, 1's going vertical, then we're going to be getting 2 on an underneath route right here. Okay, and we already know it's 4th and 2. You're not even trying to just throw that deep down the field. Okay, and what the Falcons are in, they're in 3 buzz. So Xavier's playing the hook to curl, D's playing curl to flat. This is deep third, this is middle third. We pretty much locking this, but this is also essentially a deep third. And then Devon Diablo's playing curl flat, and Caden Ellis is playing hook to curl right here. And so since we know 3 is going up and it's 4th and short, right? So you're gonna have situational awareness that, hey, we ain't even gotta worry about anything going deep, because now look, he's not even backing up. He's just sitting there waiting for a break. He sees Terrence Ferguson break underneath, and he beats him to the ball, and we should have got a pick 6, but you know what I'm saying, he steps out of bounds, and that's cool. But he created a turnover for us, and that's one of the best things you can do as a safety, is there you anticipate it and you take the ball away. You make them pay the ultimate price, and we almost did, but we stepped out. So good play by Xavier Watts right there. So this is the next play I want to look at. This is Jessie Bates pick 6. Okay, so this is what we're going to be getting on defense. Okay, Jessie, he's down like he's about to blitz. He's always been the down safety mainly, but what he's going to be doing, he's going to be slowly backing up and rotating to the middle of the field to play the middle of the field. Okay, up here at the top of the screen, we're going to be having our bunch rules. So you know, he's going to have first out, he's going to have number 2 all the way, he's going to have first thing inside. Okay, you're going to have Caden Ellis drop out and pretty much play eyes, and same with Leonard Floyd. Then you're going to have AJ locked on man-to-man right here. This is a good call right here, because we also have, it's basically simulated pressure, because we're sending Devon Diablo up the middle and he's going to be on the running back. Okay, we like that matchup, and he was able to, you know, knock him back a little bit. But I do like where this play goes, because look, we have Leonard Floyd dropping out. We're going to be getting a dig. This is the route that was targeted, that was an interception for the return. We're going to have this guy, he's going to take an outside release and just kind of I don't even know what he does, but it looks like he breaks in, because by the time he catches the ball, or for the interception, it's just over with. Terrence Ferguson is going to just be running straight down the field after he takes a little outside release. You're going to have the receiver go under. So with this bunch rules and how this plays out, you're going to have Xavier chasing this. You're going to have D's going to switch and then match up on Terrence Ferguson, who's going to release down the field. Okay, and then you're going to have CJ Henderson be over top of this dig route. Okay, that's pretty much what's going on. And also, you already know AJ's locked on man-to-man, and Jesse's just kind of playing center field. And so this right here, this is integral right here, because look, remember, Leonard Floyd is dropping, and remember, we had somebody going underneath. So look, you're gonna see Puka Nacua goes underneath, and he wants to hit him right now. Okay, but look at that. You see that Leonard Floyd is right here in that vicinity. Okay, so he stops him from even getting this pass off, right? And then you also see Xavier Watts is in good position to go beat him to the spot, right? Now you have D, he's matched up on Terrence Ferguson, the tight end. Remember, this guy's going vert, he's gonna kind of just sit, okay? So everything is pretty much accounted for, and he has to hold this ball. And you see Devon Diablo's kind of getting free, but he's gonna end up, you know, getting recontrol of that block, okay? And so when we play it forward a little bit more, you see he wants to throw the ball right here, right? Remember, because he wanted to throw this. He thought that, oh shoot, okay, since Leonard Floyd dropped on here, I probably got zoned, but he sees Xavier Watts. I'm right here with you. And he also sees Matthew Stafford, so that would be a triple team throw. You don't want to make that, okay? So now he progresses to the last part of his read, okay? And remember, he's held the ball for forever at this point. So now he sees that this guy's breaking open late, but the only thing is, you know, he's out of rhythm now. So he really can't make an accurate throw, and the throw's going to be high and behind him, and guess who's waiting for it? One of the best safeties in the league, Jesse Bates, okay? So you see he catches it, and then ever since that, you know, you just get a convoy to the end zone, good blocks by our guys, and that's a touchdown. So good stuff by us. All right, so this is the next player here. This is the other Xavier Watts interception, and I really like this one too because I know what the Rams are running verbatim, okay? So they're going to be running drift. So we're going to get this receiver over here motioning across the formation. He's going to be running this wheel route, okay? And then we're going to be having this receiver run the drift route. So he's going to pretty much be running a dig. It's like a real timing-based thing right here because it's a play action concept. Then you're going to have this receiver pretty much just running down the seam right there. So you're trying to get the safety's attention by running this down because look, the Falcons, when, you know, we always love to blitz, but we always blitz from middle of the field close structure. So that means we're always going to have a safety in the middle of the field, all right? So running this with a seam is perfect because you're going to get the attention of the safety, which means he really can't bite down on this dig because if he does, now you're leaving the seam wide open, okay? And so as far as the coverages, like I said, we're doing a 3 deep, 3 underneath. So we're going to be having D. Alford be the one inserting in on this blitz, okay? Xavier Watts is going to be playing the middle of the field. You're going to have Jesse come down, play the seam to flat. He has the outside third. He has the outside third. K. Nellis has the other seam to flat, and Devon Diablo has the middle, okay? And part of being a free safety is just pretty much erasing mistakes on the back end because look, once again, we're going to get this motion, and K. Nellis is kind of late to it, okay? Because initially he thought he was going to move with the motion, but then he didn't. So now we know we got a blitz on, okay? So now he knows the blitz is protected because look, now, you know, we already know the running back is checking for any blitzers, right? Because look, it's going to be a slide this way. So we already know he's going to be checking him to him. And so he already knows, okay, I got a blitz. Okay, abandon that. And now that kind of throws off the timing just a little bit because you really want to sell that run fake and then set up the throw immediately and not have to carry out a half-ass fake, then set up the throw. You want to do the run fake, quick setup, throw it. And that's how, you know, Tua got that long touchdown against the Falcons, okay? Because it was a good run fake. He got to the top of his drop, boom, let it go. But as you can see, once again, we get back to the defense, right? We always know that when you do these 3 deep, 3 underneath or any kind of 3 match and we get a motion across, okay, and he, you know, the number 1 is cut down in this split right here, this guy's going to follow out there anyway. He's going to pretty much play out like man-to-man because that's just the way the coverage adjustment works, okay? You would think they would bump it, but that's not typically how it goes. You want to just, you know, keep this guy straight up because, you know, once again, this is also AJ Terrell, right? You got to play that straight up, okay? So you see the motion's going to come, and Kaden Ellis, he does a good job initially because, look, he wants to hit that wheel route, okay? And he ends up targeting anyways because Kaden Ellis is initially over top, but he's like, I just need to buy a little bit of time, a little bit of time, a little bit of time, and then he'll get vertical on him, okay? And so he gave him a good ball too. But the thing is, the receiver, it was OPI because he pushed off. I thought it was DPI because Caden had his hands in there, but apparently it was a push off by the receiver, and I kind of saw it on the replay a little bit. But once again, Xavier Watts is right there to erase that mistake in the back end, get an interception, and then guess what? One play later, 93 yards later, Bijan's in the end zone. So good takeaway right there because it really directly led to points the very next play. And these guys weren't just making plays, you know, in the passing game. They were also getting their hands dirty in the run. So this is what we're getting from the Rams. They're going to be getting some called wash, which is pretty much just mid-zone. So you're not necessarily going outside the tackle. You're trying to hit this B gap right here. That's why it's called mid-zone, because you got inside zone hitting the A gap. This is mid zone, this is outside zone or wide zone, okay? And that's the simplest ways to put it because, you know, it's kind of more nuanced because technically inside zone will be hitting the front side B to the A back to the backside A, and then technically the outside or wide zone will be on the ghost hip of the tight end. But for this sake, we're pretty much getting mid zone because we're running weak because the tight end is right here. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on Xavier Watts because he does a very good job of coming down from depth, making that tackle. So look, once again, we're going to be getting this wash concept where, once again, it's pretty much just mid zone. He's going here, he's climbing, he's keeping him out the club. Basically, we're going to get an immediate climb by him. He's going to pretty much take him on, and boom, this run's going to hit to the front side B, but he's going to end up falling back, which is a good job by Kyron Williams. But you forgot we have two of the best safeties in the league on the team, and look at this, y'all. So we do a very good job of, first of all, shutting the front door on this run because Jalen Walker does a very good job. Already a top 10 run defender in the league based off of PFF, right? And so we're also going to get David Onyemata to also close that front door. And look at this, Brandon Doyle does a good job staying right there, doesn't get pushed downfield that much, and now he's in good position. So now look at Xavier Watts. He's already red run at this point, and he's coming down from depth fast. And look at that. And now it's all up to him, really up to the corner now to, kind of force this run back up. That way Xavier Watts has a chance to get this angle and go get him. And CJ Henderson, while he had a very bad run defense game today, or last night rather, he was able to force him to stop just a little bit. And also D Alford, he threw this guy off of him. Good job by him. And now Xavier Watts comes down and he gets his tackle right here. Okay, and it's only a 2-yard gain on a run play that started right there at the sticks. Okay, 1st and 10, now it's 2nd and 8, and it's 2nd and long. You can start getting to your blitz packages and all your exotic looks now. Okay, and then this next one right here is a very good play by Xavier Watts. Once again, I said this like a million times, but what we're going to be getting from the offense is a slip screen to the receiver. So he's going to motion across, and then he's going to just set up for the screen right here. Okay, we're going to be getting this run fake obviously by the quarterback and the running back. Kyron Williams is going to go get Jesse Bates. Okay, we know that off the rip. We're going to have the left guard go out and be one part of the convoy, as well as the right guard, and then the tight end right here, he's going to go try to go get Xavier Watts. So this is what we want to key on, right? So when we let this play run through, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So the slip screen sets up right there, good play fake. We're going to do a short roll opposite, and we're going to throw it back. Okay, so now let's look at what this is. Okay, you would think in an ideal world that if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm probably thinking, hey, you go get him, you work upfield. But that's probably not how it was taught, because he's probably thinking we're going to create this alley right here, okay, right along the numbers. That way he can just catch and run into the end zone. Because look, now you have Parkinson running up. He's going to pretty much seal him from making this play. And that's not what happens, okay? Xavier Watts diagnosed it before Colvin Parkinson could even get in range, okay? Because look at this, y'all. He's already looking at it. Like, his eyes are already over here, y'all. And this, I went over this in my Xavier Watts video before the season, where I don't know why UGA did it, but like the motion brought him to the play, okay? Now, granted, this was a design play for him, right, at the time, obviously. But like, his eyes were already in the right spot. He was already keying it. And once that ball was thrown, guess what? He's already there. And so all it was for him is to just beat this tight end. And guess what? All they had to do, boom, make it hit right there. And that's a 1-yard gain right there. So Xavier Watts, man, this guy is different. I told y'all over the summer, this is the next Jesse Bates. Just a little bit more versatile. And granted, Jesse Bates is very versatile himself. So I'm loving that we got him, and it makes it even better that this is the Rams pick right here, and he had himself a career game tonight. And then this play right here is a really good example of why Jesse Bates was one of the best safeties in the league for the past 3 years, okay? So it looks like we're going to be getting some kind of man blocking concept where we're going to get this guy motioning over, and he's going to seal out James Pierce Jr., okay? So this right here is a play for Jesse Bates. This was a 3rd and 3 right here, and he's down here in the box. Both of these guys are, okay? This is an 8-man box, and then you have 3, 6, 7 guys as part of like the surface for the run. So we're going to get here some kind of man blocking concept, okay? So we're going to motion over the tight end. He's going to go seal out JPJ, right? And then this motion is going to have Caden Ellis to adjust over this way. And so now we're going to have this left tackle go get Caden Ellis. Okay, we're gonna have him head up. He's gonna go get Devon Diablo. He's gonna be right here. He's gonna base out and go get Leonard Floyd. And this leaves Jesse Bates, the unblocked one. Okay, he is the +1 in this situation. Okay, so we're gonna see how this works out for him, because look, he plays this like a linebacker, y'all. So you're gonna see, we're gonna get this motion, reverse pivot for Matthew Stafford. Boom, get the handoff, and now look, now the inside gap is open, okay, and that's where the run is supposed to be hitting anyways. The path was inside, so Jesse Bates is the unblocked guy. You see he flashes right there on the inside, and then he's able to mirror him and work back out, and you only get a 1-yard run out of this. And that's Jesse Bates right there playing like a linebacker as a safety. And he was hyped for it, rightfully so, because now it's 4th and 2. You force their hand. And elite play right there from Jesse Bates. And then this right here is the last play I want to show y'all, because this was just a very good play by both of these guys, okay? So we're going to be getting a motion over by Puka Nacua. He becomes a new number 1. They love doing this motion right here where they just fast motion him out, and they do a lot of different things off of this, okay? We're not going to worry about everything necessarily underneath, but what I will tell you is everything that's going to be going on in this play. So you're going to have this guy run down the middle of the field, okay, pretty much like a post route. You're going to be getting a dig by Puka Nacua, which pretty much is dagger right here. Then you're going to get this tight end, you know, also clearing out space, right? But what he's going to do is, instead of running that crossing, he's going to kind of just sit it up right here. I'm not sure what he's doing, okay? But I just know that it's not going to threaten Jesse in any way, because look, when this plays out, we're also going to get a play fake right here. Jesse basically going to work to the middle of the field, and also Xavier Watts, he's going to pretty much just bracket this route inside out, y'all. And this helped them hold the ball, because look, also Devon Diablo was underneath playing zone, stopping this tight end from getting open. Because look at this, y'all. The Russian coverage went hand in hand. We always say that, because look, when this guy gets his head around at the top of a drop, look at this. So look, he gets his head around, look at what he's seeing. Okay, he's seeing 5 guys for 3 routes. Okay, Jesse Bates is playing poach right here. Xavier Watts staying over top. Devon Diablo has his eyes. He has eyes. He's expanding out over here. Pretty much everything is accounted for at this point. Okay, so now he has to hold the ball to see if anything is going to come open. Okay, and by the time that happens, look, because remember, Matthew Stafford is such a rhythm passer. He's always in rhythm, on time, accurate. Arm can touch any part of the field. Okay, and so by the time he sees this, y'all, Brendan Douglas, oh my gosh, y'all, Brendan Douglas is on his ass. And remember, the original point of this play is to look at the safeties, because look at this. He's running right down the middle of the field. And look at these 2 guys. They are over top of this. Devon Diablo's right here. K Nelson's up under this, and he's right there. Like, we blanketed this front side. He has no choice. And then it doesn't help that the rush got home too. So even if the rush didn't necessarily get home, the primary concept was dead. Okay, like, this is a very good job, because it starts up top with these safeties. Because look, if one of these guys bites on this crossing or that in cut, it's over with. But they don't, and it helps out the pass rush get home, and Brando's got a sack. Like, this is some elite play from our guys on the back end. Like, I'm so glad we have 2 of the best safeties in the league, because I really see a reality where Xavier Watts gets 2nd team All Pro but doesn't get a Pro Bowl nod, which is still crazy to me. He didn't make the Pro Bowl, at least an alternate, right? But those two picks right there, that probably gave him a 2nd team All Pro. I can guarantee you that, right? But anyways, I just want to tell y'all that we have the best safety duo in the league, y'all, and it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like, subscribe for more coming at y'all about this game. See you guys later in the next video. Goodbye.